Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Deadpan Kitchen. Whether it's morning or not for you, it doesn't matter. It's Monday afternoon for me, and I don't have a job today. So, here I am, making this while drinking my coffee. Today, we are sponsored. Just kidding. But if you want to sponsor us, Quaker Oats, nothing says American like a white man on the package. I'm not picky about sponsorships. Anyways, one of my subscribers said they were allergic to rice. So they told me they loved oats instead. I'm trying different recipes for oats. Whether they come out good or not, who knows? I've never willingly eaten oats besides the occasional oatmeal when I was desperate or when someone forced me to. All these recipes will be for one person because I hate food waste. Also, I hate sharing, so we're making a single portion, which is for me. If my energy seems weird today, it's the coffee. Let's get to it.
Let's go!
We're making a soft-boiled egg, something I never thought I'd voluntarily make. But here we are. We get one chance with this egg. One egg to prove I can actually cook something that requires timing. First, you need a pot with water. Not too complicated. We're making Vietnamese rice porridge, but with oats because our subscriber is allergic to rice. Poor thing. While we wait for the water to boil, let me explain what we're making. This is basically congee, but for people who can't have rice. So we're substituting oats, which feels wrong on many levels. Okay, so when your water is boiling to the temperature of the pits of hell, use a slotted spoon to lower your egg in gently. If you just drop it in, it might crack, and then you'll have egg soup instead of a soft-boiled egg. Set your timer for exactly 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Not 6 minutes, not 7 minutes, 6:30. This is probably the most precise I'll ever be about anything in my life. While the egg cooks, prepare a bowl with ice and water. This stops the cooking process. Science or whatever. When the timer goes off, immediately move the egg to the ice bath. The longer it sits in hot water, the more it cooks. And we want jammy, not hard-boiled. Now in that same pot, whether I cleaned it or not is none of your business, add your chicken broth. You need half a cup of broth for this sad little porridge. For the full recipe, you need 2 teaspoons of oats, the half cup of chicken broth I just mentioned, half a teaspoon of fish sauce, garlic powder, pepper, and some crispy shallots for garnish. And our soft-boiled egg, assuming it worked. Let this simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. I have absolutely no idea what this is supposed to look like when it's done. I'm just guessing here. It looks interesting. I think we need more liquid because this looks nothing like porridge, more like sad, wet oats. Let's add a bit more water. I don't know why anyone would choose this over rice porridge. Oh, right, allergies. Some people have real problems, I guess. This might take closer to 10 minutes rather than the 5 to 7 I mentioned earlier. The oats need time to absorb liquid and become somewhat edible. Time to check if our egg experiment worked. I've never made a soft-boiled egg on purpose before. Oh, wow. Look at that. I actually did something right. The yolk is jammy. It's perfect. And now I'm going to ruin it by putting it on top of this questionable oat situation. Let's make this more presentable. Add the porridge to a bowl. Sprinkle some pepper on top. Add those crispy fried shallots for texture. And finally, crown it with our perfectly executed egg. There it is. Vietnamese oat porridge with a soft-boiled egg. It looks edible. I mean, it's not going to win any beauty contests, but neither am I. So we match. The moment of truth. I hope this doesn't kill me. If this is my last video, tell my husband to feed the cat.
Anything for you.
Okay, thank you. So next thing we're making is oatmeal boba pudding cups. Another oat recipe for our rice allergic subscriber. We're really pushing the limits of what oats should be used for at this point. Grab yourself some milk. I'm using regular whole milk because I'm boring. But use whatever milk you want: almond milk, oat milk, goat's milk, unicorn milk. I don't care. Heat your milk until it's simmering, or boiling, or whatever state between cold and burning that you prefer. Oh my God, it's actually simmering. Now add in your oats because, well, this is a recipe on oats, and we're committed to this oat journey, apparently. The ratio? Just eyeball it. If it looks too thick, add more milk. If it looks too thin, question your life choices that led you to making oatmeal boba pudding in the first place. Maybe add a little more milk, however you feel like it. You can never go wrong with this one, unless you go wrong, which is definitely possible. Add some brown sugar. Either is better, as in either brown sugar or no brown sugar. But since we're trying to make this edible, I'm adding brown sugar. Add a splash of vanilla for some flavor and a dash of cinnamon. I feel like I'm making the Powerpuff Girls at this point. What's next, Chemical X? Go ahead and simmer this concoction until it becomes nice and thick, like my emotional walls. You're going to stir until it thickens like so. Take it off the heat. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing things you can do with oats. Anyways, put your oats to the side and let it cool down a bit. Otherwise, you'll be eating something very hot. Not in the sexy way, in the burn the roof of your mouth way. In this recipe, you can either eat it cold or hot. I'm not going to bother making it cold because I just don't feel like it. So we're trying something different today. We're going to start with some boba. Being Asian, of course I always have boba on hand for days when, instead of alcohol, I drown myself in tapioca pudding. Now you're going to scoop in your oats. I don't know how people do this. I don't know how they make it look nice. I'm really trying. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just smearing it all over the place. Obviously, you're going to add a little bit of Cool Whip. I didn't feel like opening a can of condensed milk, so we're using the next best thing, which is some Cool Whip. I'm adding a lot because who doesn't love Cool Whip? Let's give this a try. Very good. Actually, not terrible. The chewy boba, the creamy oats, the Cool Whip on top. It's like a dessert that's pretending to be breakfast, or a breakfast pretending to be a dessert. Identity crisis in a cup. So there you have it. Oatmeal boba pudding cups. For when you want boba tea but also want to pretend you're being healthy. Or for when you're allergic to rice but not tapioca, which makes no sense, but whatever. Join me next time for another oat adventure. Or don't. I'll be here either way.
This sounds like an adventure. I'm in.
Oh, great, because today we're making chicken nuggets. Except I don't have chicken, because the universe conspires against basic meal planning. So we're making pork nuggets instead. Pork. Nuggets. Two words that probably shouldn't go together, like happy existence or fulfilling career.
Okay.
Where do I begin?
First, combine oats, salt, and garlic powder in a bowl. Mix it together like you're stirring the void. Add too much of everything. It doesn't matter. Nothing does. This is what hope looks like before it's crushed. A powder, waiting to be disappointed. Chicken would work better. But we have pork. Life lesson. You rarely get what you want. Pork is cheaper anyway. I'm doing you a favor while simultaneously ruining a classic. Sacrifice one egg to this concoction. It never had a chance to become anything meaningful, just like most dreams. Now for the assembly line of mediocrity. Flour first, then egg wash, then our oat mixture. Dredge your weird pork chunks in flour. Now drench them in egg like you're baptizing them in broken promises. Finally, coat them in the oat mixture, ensuring maximum coverage and minimum expectations. Place these abominations in the air fryer at 400 degrees for 5 minutes, the perfect temperature to cook food and your slowly dying ambitions. After 5 minutes of existential crisis, flip them over, spray with oil because dry food is just another of life's many disappointments, and cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. Let's see if they're cooked through. Of course they are. If anything in my life was going to succeed today, it would be pork pretending to be chicken. They actually don't look terrible, which is surprising. Most experiments end in disaster and regret. Huh, not bad. Maybe pork nuggets should be a thing. Maybe this random act of culinary rebellion actually worked. How unsettlingly optimistic. So there you go. Pork nuggets that taste suspiciously adequate. What pointless food experiment should I attempt next? Let me know in the comments. Or don't. I'll still be here, cooking with whatever's left in my fridge.
But I want to see more.
You want more? Let's go. So next thing we're making is no-bake chocolate peanut butter oat bites. Things I do so I don't kill myself with boredom. This recipe is for our rice allergic friend who apparently needs oats in everything. But that's a low bar. We need oats, peanut butter, maple syrup, and protein powder. Because, it's all about those gains. Start with some oats. Add peanut butter. Pour in some maple syrup. The real stuff, not that pancake syrup that's basically corn syrup with brown food coloring. Although that stuff tastes better too. Why do the worst things always taste better?
I don't know.
And some vanilla protein powder. I'm using this brand because that's what my husband bought. Mix it all together until it looks, well, it's never going to look appetizing. It looks like something you'd find in a diaper. But I'm told it tastes good. Now we need to melt some chocolate. I'm adding a bit of coconut oil so it doesn't seize up and ruin everything. Microwave for about 10 seconds. Actually, that's not going to be enough. Let's try 15 seconds. Still not melted. Fine. 30 seconds it is. Look how nice and glossy. I did something right for once. Winning. Get some parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, use wax paper. If you don't have wax paper, I don't know, use a plate. Now take your weird-looking mixture and form it into balls. They don't have to be perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. Especially not these. This is great if you want to trick your kids into eating something vaguely healthy that still has enough sugar to keep them quiet for 10 minutes. Now drizzle the chocolate over them. Or you know what? Just dump it all in there. Ta-da! Looks beautiful. And by beautiful, I mean it looks as good as it's going to get. Now you're going to take it and find a spot in your freezer. My freezer looks like we're preparing for an apocalypse, but we're not here for that today. Put these in for 15 to 20 minutes, just long enough to forget about them. And that's it. No-bake chocolate peanut butter oat bites. They're healthy because they have oats, and unhealthy because they're actually edible. The perfect balance. Join me next time when I make another recipe that honestly doesn't need to exist. Bye.
For the final round.
Whoa, wait, I forgot. There's still one more. So I guess, welcome back to another episode of Why Am I Doing This? Today we're making overnight oats, a breakfast that requires planning ahead, which means I'm technically more organized than you thought. Don't get used to it. Here's what you need for this breakfast: oats, coffee because I'm constantly half asleep, honey because life occasionally needs sweetness, and cinnamon because it's sitting here judging me. Step 1, grab a cup. Congratulations, you've completed the hardest part of this recipe already. It's all downhill from here, just like everything else. Pour some oats into the cup. How much? I don't know. Follow your heart or whatever. The oats don't care. They're just waiting to be consumed and forgotten, like most of us. Now add coffee. Yes, coffee. Not milk. We're adults making adult decisions here. Plus, I already drank all the milk while staring out the window at 3 a.m. Add honey, because apparently we deserve sweetness occasionally. And cinnamon. The amount doesn't matter. Nothing really matters in the grand scheme of the universe. Stir it all together. Look at that. A beautiful swirl that represents the chaotic spiral of existence. Or just breakfast, whichever. Did I miss any ingredients? Probably. Do I care? Not particularly. Will it still be edible? The bar is low. Now for the hard part. Walking to the fridge without tripping over the existential dread that follows me everywhere. Place it in the fridge for at least 4 hours, or overnight, hence the name. Revolutionary concept, closing fridge door. And now we wait. Like we wait for everything good in life, except this actually shows up, which is nice. They say good things come to those who wait. They are usually wrong, but sometimes they get lucky. Look at that. It actually resembles food now. The coffee has soaked into the oats, creating something that looks like the bottom of a swamp, but tastes like cereal milk that's been marinating too long. In a good way. The moment of truth. Will this be worth the minimal effort I put into it? This is actually good. It tastes like cereal milk after it's been soaking for a while. That's unsettlingly pleasant. Great morning treat. Would highly suggest. I'm as surprised as you are. So there you have it. Overnight oats that don't make me question my life choices more than usual. Glad we ended on a good note for these oat recipes, because otherwise I'd have to throw away all these oats I bought in a moment of misguided optimism. Overall, pretty good. Wouldn't say it's better than rice, but if you live in Wyoming where there are probably no Asian people, I guess this will do. Let me know what pointless food experiment I should attempt next. Or don't. Whatever.
Please like and subscribe.